Hi everyone, how are you doing? Welcome back to my channel. Looks like Aptera is continuing to get the Pi2 together, and I do believe that they are possibly going to do more than that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look into that and see what's going on with Aptera today. And so let's get into it. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. It's good to have you here. And we are going to talk about what Aptera is doing right now. They obviously are getting the Pi2, putting the finishing touches on it. But what about the next phase? What about the Pi3? I think that I have information here that's going to show you that they are possibly putting the Pi3 together, or it's already together. So let's get into this video and start talking about the chassis for the Pi3. Or at least let's glean what we can out of this video and see what's happening.
So this jigs up our roll structure. So this is what's underneath the composites. This connects our roll hoop down the A pillar all the way to the crosscar beam for the dash. But very simple sheet steel, really lightweight. So it doesn't add a lot of extra kilograms, but it adds that stiffness for the roof crush strength. So the carbon fiber does move on you a bit, but as soon as it hits this stiff member, it'll give us really high roof crush numbers.
Yeah. And here we have the structural member that keeps everything where it's supposed to be. This looks 100% fully machined.
It is. We're out seeking funding for the high volume production tools for this, which is U.S. Capital's helping us raise a convertible note now to pay for the dies for big parts like this. But it was easy to get it milled for the first parts, and this works for our validation, calibration, and initial testing. So these parts came in last month, and the teams built the jigs for them, and now these are all positioned, obviously, in the first production intent build. It's already welded together, but this still has to be welded together, and it has some inserts for some screws and stuff. But
wow. I doubt very much if you're going to buy your own machines. In fact, I would highly recommend you don't. Not for that kind of production rate. Not till you get to over 50,000 a year.
We're deciding what we want to do for the next 50 vehicles. So, do we want to build low volume production tools, or do we want to sand cast, or do we just want to machine it?
Sand cast is not strong enough, but you could, if you wanted to, 50 vehicles is not very many. You could probably 3D print this thing. You'd have to go up, you'd have to bounce it up a bit and probably go to titanium or something.
The monster's this big because it's so it's so big. So.
That thing is like that's like what you see in aircraft a lot. They take billets and machine them down like that, that's kind of time-consuming and expensive because the machine that you're putting that on is going to be super duper expensive. But if you decide to go into high production or higher production, these three pieces should be one piece. And I would highly recommend that you look at high-pressure die casting.
All right, there's a lot of things to talk about this video. They started off by talking about the roll bar, and we know that that is going to fit underneath the roof of the Aptera, and that's going to give it a very good roof strength for when they go to test that. So obviously, I don't think they're going to do a roof test for the Pi2, but for the Pi3, they're going to be doing a lot of strength testing. And so that's one reason why I think this chassis is for the Pi3. Another reason is that when they did the video, Aptera came out with it October the 18th. And when they came out with it on the 18th, so no doubt they must have shot it on the 17th or the 16th, because that gives them enough time to edit and then air it. And that's why I believe that this was on, or this chassis is for the Pi3. Because when we look at the when we look at the picture, let's take a look at that. See, this is when Sandy was there and he was looking at the Pi2 and the build. You can see that that was actually, that had to have been around maybe noon, 1 o'clock, somewhere around there. It looked like it's a cloudy day. But also the chassis, that when they looked at the build for the Pi2, the chassis is already on the Pi2 before they started driving it around. So that chassis that we're looking at in the video is different. And that also makes me think it's for the Pi3. Of course, they have the roll bar in this one as well, so you could, because you could see it right there. Let me give you a close-up look at that so you can see it better. See, so there's the bar, the roll bar for the Pi2. And of course, there's part of the chassis for the Pi2. So no doubt the one that they were looking at that he was talking about is for the Pi3. Now, there was a couple of things that they brought out that they needed to take heed on. And of course, you know, when Chris Anthony was bringing out that they were going to actually have it sand casted, Sandy said that that probably wasn't a good idea. He didn't think it was going to be strong enough and that they should actually have it die cast, which are probably better, and that it all really should be one piece, which would make that really strong. Of course, they still want to design it in a way to where when it's hit, that it's going to crumple the way they want it to, so that the occupants inside the vehicle do not become injured. But another thing that Sandy brought out, he noticed that the piece that they had was actually machined, and that, of course, Aptera could go that route too, but it's very expensive to do it that way. Or they could have it 3D printed. That would be cost effective, and that's exactly what Aptera needs, especially right now. Low cost tools or parts and labor, because right now they can't afford to spend extra money on their vehicle. But another thing that makes me think this is for the Pi3 was what I saw on what was posted. And actually what they posted was this right here. This is another Pi frame with production geometry, of course, not from Production Tools, is ready for the bonding to the BINC. Vehicles builds are happening in parallel and progress is accelerating. So this has to be for the Pi3, and of course it doesn't say if they're doing the Pi4 as well, but this has to be for the Pi3 because of all those reasons and because of this reason as well. But what do you think? Let me get your thoughts on it. I want to hear your comments. Of course, Aptera, we know that they're moving slowly, but you know they are getting the job done, and that's what has me so excited about what Aptera is doing. But once again, I want to hear from you guys. Tell me what you think. Also, this is something you probably want to check out if you live close to California, especially Diana Point, California. Looks like Alternative Investing Summit is going to be hosting Aptera Motors, and Chris Anthony is going to be there. This is going to be on Monday, December 9th at 10 a.m. Something you probably would want to check out. So if you can, check it out. It's going to be pretty good. And once again, it's at the Ritz-Carlton in Diana Point, California. So that would be something to look out for as well. But anyway, you guys take care. We're going to give a shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate you. And you guys help me out in so many ways. Oh gosh, I would not be able to do this without your help. And also, if you're new here, hit the like, ring the bell, subscribe. You catch all my Aptera videos when they come out. But we're going to end this right here. You guys take care. We'll catch you in the next video. All right. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.